Hi friends, welcome back to RS Tech Views. This is Rajshekhar. Today we are going to discuss about the classes and objects. What is a class? Class is a blueprint or a template. Using this class, we can create multiple objects, and this is not a physical one. This is the syntax. How to create a class? We can declare like a public, so and the class keyword. This is a keyword. We should give the keyword for creating the class. And this place is class name. We can declare any name. We can give your name or anything. In the class contains fields, methods, constructors, blocks, and nested classes, etc. We can declare inside of the class these are the things: fields, methods, constructors, blocks, right, and nested classes. Like we can take an example how the class, the bricks mold, right? Bricks mold, this is a bricks mold. We can name it like this one is a class. Okay, using this bricks we can create a multiple brickses. Using this brick mold we can create a multiple brickses. Okay, in the class scenario also we can use the class to create a multiple objects. Okay, I think you guys understand. Next is, what is object? An entity that has a state and behavior is known as an object. Anything in this world person can see and touch, those all are objects. You can name it anything, like for example a water bottle, that is also an object. Pen, that is an object. Pencil, that is an object. Anything the user or the person can see and touch, those all are objects. So this is the syntax. So in that object creation, the first we should mention the class name and the variable name. We know already in that primitive data types we already discussed, right? So in primitive data types and variable rules and things, right? So there we already discussed about the rules, how to create a variable, right? So the same rules we should follow here also. Variable name, and this is the main new keyword. This is the keyword, so this should be used to create a new object. This purpose is creating the object. And next one is here also the class name we mentioned it. Class name, whatever the class name we mention it first, right? That class name should be give here. Okay, in some cases we can mention it the different class names here and here. So that is the next concept we'll discuss about, uh, those concepts in the inheritance concept. Okay, there we'll discuss. As of now we should mention it this place, which class you mention it, that the same class should be mentioned in this place also. Okay, next one is this part, brackets. This is the construction place, constructor place. I mean, initializing the values to the object. Okay, we'll discuss about this one also into that constructor videos. Okay, so semicolon, we know that. So in each and every statement for ending we should give the semicolon in Java. Okay, yeah. Next, we can give it like a, in the previous, right, what is class, in that in previous slide we mentioned the brick mold, right? So using the brick mold we can create a multiple bricks, right? Like see, these all are objects. Okay, the brick mold is in a class, right? So this bricks are objects. Using that brick mold, we can create a multiple bricks, the same shape. Whatever the values is existed in that class, right? I mean, not the values, the fields. Like for example, we can take a student. Student have the name and roll number, some section or something, right? So these are the student requires, right? So whatever the same, like a brick mold, like the shape and height, whatever the thing is existed in that brick mold, the same length and same width, it will come to the bricks. Like that, in the class concept, whatever the values, I mean the fields is there in that class, those fields should come to the like a copy to the object. Okay, in that fields we can give that anything, so they can be common or they can be different, right? So like that. Here, in the previous video, I mean previous slide, I told you class is not a physical, but here the object is a physical one. I mean we can touch it, right? So here, see this diagram. Memory is some a 1 2 3 f z is a variable, right? So what is this? See, in the creation of an object, if you use the new keyword, it will be store that object into the one particular position, I mean the one particular place into the memory. It will store that object and it will create the memory allocation, and it will give one address. That is, this is an example of address AE123FC. So this address, it store into the variable. Based on this variable, we can go to that memory and we can store it the values, or we can retrieve the values using this variable, right? So this is the diagram. In next, object characteristics. An object has a three characteristics. How we can remember like those things? I can remember. So everyone knows SBI, right? In SBI, in the real world, the SBI is State Bank of India, like that, right? So here we can remember like this: SBI. So S is a state, B is the behavior, I is the identity. So these three things is our object characteristics. S is the state. It represented by attributes of an object. It also reflects the properties of an object. Next, B is the behavior. It is represented by methods of an object. It also reflects the response of an object with other objects. Next, I is the identity. It gives a unique name to an object and enables one object to interact with other objects. So these are the SBI, state, behavior, and identity of object. These are the characteristics. Okay, next. Next, how many ways to create an object in Java? Right. So mainly three ways we can create an object. One way is new keyword. We already discussed in previous slide, right? So using the new keyboard, we can create an object. And also two other places is there. So in a learning time or a beginners, they can use that new keyword to create an object. If you go to the real-time projects, in some scenarios, we use it to new instance method. and some places we're cloning that object. Cloning in the sense, for example, in some places we have in a one object, right? So the same copy, whatever the fields is there and whatever the values is there inside of that, so all of this they need to copy. Then we can use a clone method. Clone method, what it will do, it will take the existing method and existing object, and it will create the new object with the same values. Okay, using like this, what is the advantage? See, in that new object, whatever the clone it, right, that new object, if you change anything, it doesn't change into that existing object. Okay, so user wants that existing object still, they don't want to change it anything about anything in existing object. Okay, so they want to store it some separate place, and the user want to change the values using that the new copy. Okay, they can create the new object with the same variables, the same values, and they can change any one of the particular variable value. They can change it like that. In that scenarios we can discuss about those things also. Okay, no problem. As of now, so the we can create that object in three ways, right? The new keyword, new instance method, and clone method. The new instance and clone is, these are the methods. Okay, so we can see the example. Okay, so don't worry that. So I have I will give like a um example, bike classes. Okay, bike, I will use a bike. So bike is a class. So we can create an objects and we can show the demo. Okay, I'm creating a class bike. Okay, this is the bike class. See, public, class, and bike. Why is the public? In the first initial videos we already told, if any file, so if you want to use the name of that class should be declared public, right? So like what, for example, in that same file you have that more than one file, more than one class. In that time you should mention it like any one particular class should be the public. Okay, so if you give the name, if you give that class name as a file name, you should provide that class is a public. Okay, so that scenario we'll discuss. Okay, we'll see one example later videos. Okay, so as of now we'll cover this. um, Give names, string name, string model, string color, double price. Okay, so these are the properties. Okay, so name, model, color, price. So this is the class. I want to execute this class. Okay, so I will create a demo 1, and I need public static void main method. Okay, so it's auto generated. So here, so first scenario we'll try it. What is that? The new keyword. Okay, so I should create equals to new keyword and bike. the construction plane. So it created object. Okay, so how to assign the values to the object using the reference dot the name. It will show here, right? Here showing color, model, name, price, like that. So I want to give the name. Object of name equals to, I will give um, Bajaj. So we assign the value. Now I need to retrieve that one. Okay, so how to retrieve? Using that same object dot name, it will give the name. Okay, I will give here bike name is. Okay, like this. So if I run this program, it will print the bike name is Java. Sorry, bike name is Bajaj. So it will print that bike name is Bajaj. See, it printed bike name is Bajaj. So this is one way, right? So the second scenario, what is the second scenario? Second scenario is using the new instance, right? New instance method. So how we can use a new instance method? Okay, I will comment at this place. Okay, and this one and this one. Okay, so here I should use bike another obj equals to class dot for name. For name I will use to pass here. I should give the name of the class with the package. What is the package? In which package we are using? Com rstv javaops. You can see here. So these are the small right. So user can't be visible. See here in this package name. In which package? This one. I can copy it from here. I will paste it here, and I should give the class name. What is the class name? Bike. So we should give the bike. Okay, and then use the new instance. See, there's a new instance. Should give the semicolon. See here, it giving the compilation error. Why? So we need to casting that one. So because this new instance is giving the object one. I mean, in the Java, we have the object class. That object class is the superclass of an every class. Okay, so this will be covered in that inheritance concept. Okay, as of now, we should give the casting here bike. So and it will throw some exception. Okay, so if that in that if the user gives the wrong package, okay, if the user give the wrong package, it will throw that exception. So we should handle that one. Okay, so I will give the try catch block. Okay, so this is this concept we'll discuss in exceptions. Okay, so now object is created. Okay, so object is created, so we can declare, we can give this. I will copy this one, same thing. Okay, same, I will paste it here and print statement. And statement, I will give here KTM. Okay, this bike name KTM. System.out.println, and the bike name is object.name. So now I will run the program. Same, I'm running now application. Bike name is KTM. So how it is printing? So without object, we can't create that memory, and we can't assign the values to the class. We know that point. So how it is coming? So it coming, it creating the new object using the new instance method. Okay, this is the second example, second way to create an object. And next one is um, what is the next way? Clone. How we can the clone? Okay, so in clone, in that bike class, so we should implement that clonable one, and we should use a clone method. So clone not supported then, so should use that bike bk equals to new bike. Okay, bk dot name equals to this dot name. So I will explain this keyword about that coming videos. As of now, I'm telling about the clone method. There's dot model like that, etc. Present we are discussing only the name, right? So we can leave it about, we can leave it up to here. I should return like a bk. Okay, so now go to this demo, commenting lines. Now I will uncomment this one. So bike obj and object. So now bike obj1 equals to obj dot clone. So why here is giving error? So we should change here object to bike. Okay, so now it will gone. So here the error is we should use the try catch block, because there it is clone not supported exception. Clone not supported exception is there. So that's why we should handle that one. If in case it will come, so it will, we should handle that exception in this place. Okay, so this here will print this statement. So bike name obj, bike name is okay, and next here obj1, bike name is, here I will mention it obj1 name. So I will run this program. It will come, the output is Bajaj and Bajaj. Okay, so now I'm going to change it obj1 dot name equals to KTM. Change it one. So we'll see what is the output. it doesn't change to the object obj, it will change only the obj1. See, obj1 bike name is KTM, obj bike name is Bajaj. We're just taking the copy of object from that existing and it create the new object. Okay, so this is also one way to create an object. Next, how many ways to initialize an object? How many ways to initialize an object? We have the three ways. First one is a reference variable, and second one is method, third one is constructor. So we say that variable side in the bike class. In the bike class, so we are initializing the value using the reference variable. Okay, here. So that here three ways is there. One is a reference variable, another one is a method, and the third one is a constructor. Okay, we'll see the example one by one. Okay, so first one is we already covered. What is that? Reference variable. This is the reference variable. So using that variable name, I mean the reference dot the variable name of that class. Okay, so using that we can. Okay, another way how we can do that. So in the same bike class, I can create the methods. Okay, so we have the shortcut to generate getters and setters, and select all, generated. This is STS, Spring Tool Suite. We can use this one, and Eclipse all the same thing, same shortcut we can use it. Okay, so these are the setters and getters method. Okay, so this also we'll discuss in the OOPS concepts. Okay, so why we are using this setters and getters method. Okay, so I have the setters and getters method. So now I'm going to execute. There's a bike, right? Object dot name we used, so I will use object dot set name. Set name like this. So it will set. So we can use like this for setters methods. We can assign the values. Okay, how to get the methods? I mean how to get the values? Object dot get name. Okay, this name we can use this to get the values. Okay, so the second point you understand, right? Initializing. So value initializing using the methods. See, using the setter method, so I am taking the value, and using the setter method I am assigning the value to the variable inside of the object, and getting also using the method name. Okay, next point is, what is the third point? Constructors. Using the constructor, how to assign the values. Okay, so now we'll go to the bike class. So here I will create the constructor. So constructor, here we should give the class name as a constructor name. Okay, so I am giving the empty constructor. So this one is a zero argument constructor. So I will tell you why we are using the two. Okay, next, string name, this dot name equals to name. So why we are using this dot name equals to name, and why the same names like this? So I will tell you in that constructor concept. Okay, so as of now we should give like this dot name, it refers to the current object of the variable, and this is the local variable. Okay, so we should give like this. Next, here we set it right, so I don't want to set like this. Okay, so I'm directly give this Bajaj one and copied here and paste it. So here is doesn't obj.getName. Okay, so now I will run the program. I will run the program. It will printed bike name is Bajaj. See, so I didn't use that set name and I didn't use that reference variable. So directly I'm passing that value through the constructor, and it will set to that object variable, I mean the fields, and using the getter methods I'm getting the value. So this is the third way to initializing the values. Okay, so this all about the class and objects and how many ways to create an object and object characters and all. Some simple examples. Okay, so thank you. Please subscribe RS Tech Views, press the bell icon, like the video and share the video.